Greetings, folks. Once again, worldwide movement, King Sadiq, peace, love, respect. All right, so this is a quick video. I'm not going to be long this time. Normally, I end up going over the amount of time that I figured I'd spend on a particular video, but I'm not going to go over this time. We are going to build on spontaneity, right? Um, Fitting because my location, I just said, hey, there's a good spot for me to, something about the energy I'm feeling right there. Let me stop and utilize that, right? And um, that's sort of how I do a lot of things. Spontaneity, I think, is very important for us to be spontaneous in our thoughts and our actions, at least from time to time. A couple of reasons for that. So, first of all, I talk a lot in my book about, and I'm beginning to talk about on some of these videos about overcoming our ego mind, right? Our ego is very predominant in many of our lives, right? Um, we have grown in this society, at least, to live very sort of shuttered off, self-centered lives, particularly in today's new social media environment. Folks are not really connecting as much in person as they are beginning to connect, or what they call connection, um, in social media terms, right? So I'll say that the opportunities that we give ourselves to sort of overstep our ego mind or escape those parameters are very important. Um, our ego mind keeps us in a self-centered mentality, or should I say, the ego mind is a very powerful anchor to leave us sort of grounded in um, what I reference rather frequently as separation mentality. The mentality that we're all so completely separate and so foreign to one another, right? Not only different people feeling this way amongst ourselves, but certainly the lack of connection that we have for our other fellow inhabitants on this planet, right? Animals, insects, the plant life, aquatic life, aviary life. We just really tend to put ourselves as human beings on a pedestal above sort of all of the creations. And then in our lives as human beings, we put ourselves on a rather untouchable pedestal from time to time. Sometimes not knowing that we're doing that at all, on a very subconscious level, we isolate ourselves, right? And that's why I touched in on the social media, because it sort of plays into that, us being very shut off and isolated, um, and keeping that separation mentality going. Whereas though I, for those that know, really push the mentality of collective awareness, right? Um, Certainly our individual expressions are beautiful and very important. There's a reason why we were all created as different expressions of energy, right? Of source energy. Um, but certainly we need to realize that we're all from the same energy and all interconnected, um, very intricately, right? Um, but again, getting back to the differences in the two, um, I feel like the ego driven actions that we have during the course of a day, the thought out, well planned out, the routine um, uh, actions and things that we do during the course of a day can somewhat play toward that separation mentality, whereas though the spontaneous things that we do um, play more towards us promoting a more collective awareness, right? Because our ego mind simply does not like spontaneous actions, spontaneous thoughts, things that we do that are not planned out. The ego mind doesn't necessarily adjust all that well. The ego mind wants to have everything planned out, every contingency thought out and adjusted for, so to speak. And this is just the way our psyche tends to work, right? Um, uh, Again, for us to build, and I think it's important for us to build a collective awareness, or what I commonly refer to as unity consciousness, right? Um, they're sort of interchangeable, those terms, for the most part. But yeah, really, to be spontaneous is very healthy for your energy. It keeps you light, keeps you very open to possibility. And when you're open to possibility, then your imagination and your mind can really flourish, right? And then you're free to create. Because how can we possibly create anything without imagination, right? Think about and ponder that for a moment. When you think about the importance of imagination and how spontaneous actions, how spontaneity in general really feeds our imagination. And your imagination certainly feeds your creativity. So, spontaneity begets imagination, begets creativity. A little formula. So we want to be feeding our imagination with spontaneous, pardon me, deeds, actions, experiences, right? Be as spontaneous as you can within the framework of your daily life, right? We all have our lives and things that we need to do and take care of. But when any opportunity presents itself for you to be spontaneous, by all means, I would suggest you do so. Again, feed your imagination by being spontaneous, and feed your creativity by feeding your imagination. So certainly, it's a good thing and a healthy thing for us to be as spontaneous as possible, right? Very good for us as energetic beings and as beautiful expressions of source energy, right? So yeah, this is King Sadiq giving that recommendation for spontaneous actions, thoughts, experiences. Once again, worldwide movement, peace, love, respect. King Sadiq signing out.